Alright, welcome to my Bart Simpson early gameplay and review. So Bart will be available in just a few hours as of this video because he releases in tonight's item shop. So that's today, November 1st. Bart Simpson will be available and he's going to have a pickaxe, a back bling, an emote, and one jam track. So let me see, do I have the jam track already? Okay, so this must be it. It's the legit Simpsons main title theme. Okay, so I don't want to play that too much because it is copyrighted, but that apparently is going to be in the bundle as well. So I don't have any prices. We don't know how much he's going to cost because they no longer give us that information, but it says for his description, eat my shorts. I thought it would say something like that, or don't have a cow, man, or something like that. So I like The Simpsons. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Simpsons fan, but this season it seems like they just went all out. Now, I would have expected Bart Simpson, who is pretty much the main character in the show, or some people consider Homer the main character, but Bart is primarily the one that you know from The Simpsons. So I was shocked to see that he is not in the Battle Pass, that he's just an item shop skin. Same thing for Lisa. Lisa's not in the Battle Pass either. But at the same time, he's in a giant mech suit. So personally, I think I would prefer this to be in the item shop because I hate mech suits like this. I think it ruins the character, but at the same time, I understand why they did it, because he's short. You can't have a super small character in Fortnite. And unless they stretched him exponentially, kind of like how they did Repo, which would make him look weird, this is the only alternative. So I love Bart Simpson, don't like the mech. So it makes sense why he was not in the Battle Pass, because people would probably complain. Well, who wants Bart Simpson in a suit? Not me. So it does make sense why they put him in the item shop. So let's see if this is worthwhile or not. He does not have any styles, and you can see his suit and everything about him is obviously cel-shaded. Now, I don't know if he ever actually uses a suit like this in the show. I've seen a lot of episodes, but there's so many seasons, there's so many episodes, I've never seen every single one. It would take me ages to watch every single one, so someone will have to let me know if he actually wore this in some episode. But it's decked out in these black and orange and yellow flames, which looks kind of cool. His back bling is the patented skateboard. He loves to skateboard. It's literally called Bart's skateboard. It says faster and more dangerous than ever. Now this one does have some styles. Let's see. Oh, the Itch Incinerator. So he loves Itchy and Scratchy, and that's one of them right there. I'm assuming that's Itchy. I always get them confused. And then the default one is just green and purple wheeled and a little bit of orange in there. So he's also a huge fan of Krusty the Clown, and that's his pickaxe right there. It's called the Krusty Alarm Clock. It says complete with malfunctioning acid reservoir. So it looks like it does have moving hands on it. It's not quite accurate. It's actually 4:30 right now for me, but it's showing 4 o'clock and it just keeps moving. So 100% not accurate. Sadly, we don't have a glider yet. You will be able to get a free one, the Kang and Kodos one, which is the alien UFO. But it's not available just yet. So I'm doing the Skybound Longboard because he is a skateboarder. Now he also has the emote, and it's called Squishy Boarding. And then the description says, ay caramba. So it plays his theme song, and he drinks the Squishy, or the Slurpee. And he does a kickflip. Okay, let's go check this out in game. Now normally I do separate videos on the cars, but I've got a lot of videos to do today, so I'm going to show it to you right now. There's going to be another bundle called Homer's Car Bundle. It says the bullet holes make it go faster. So you cannot customize the color scheme. Pink is what you get. You can see he's got some fireworks back there, a cooler. I'll have to investigate in game to see what else. So despite not being able to change the color, you can change the decals. We've got a few of them. We've got the Krusty Burger. It says all horsepower, some horse meat, Homer's Car custom decal. So this is kind of cool. We got Radioactive Man. That's pretty sweet. I remember him from a few episodes, so it turns everything red and yellow. Then we've got the Springfield Isotopes. So this was the baseball team. So that's pretty cool. 3 animated decals. And then the default, which is pink. And again, you cannot change the color. Pink is what you get. Now there's also a set of wheels. Let's see what that looks like. The Stone Cutter White Walls. And then we've also got the Waste Wheels. Oof, I don't know about that. And we also got Homer's Wheels. So there's, wait a minute, there's more. Title treads? Hold on, there's 4 different wheels? Yeah, 4 of them. So these obviously are the default, but we'll check them all out. We have 2 different trails, the chalkboard lines. What does it say? What a save? What a save, what a save, what a save. It must be Rocket League related. So Principal Skinner always made him write on the chalkboard. That nice reference there. We've got the donut drift. Okay, that's more appropriate. We'll equip that one. And for a boost, do we have a boost? We do. We've got mobile tire fire. That's pretty fun. And then we've got the Ribwich Fever. Holy hamburgers. Those are probably crusty burgers, but they're coming out too fast. I can't see. We'll start with that one. That is really cool. Okay, let's hop in and take a peek. All right, here we go. Let's see what the Skybound longboard looks like. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. Despite it not being cel-shaded, I think it looks pretty good. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at Mr. Bart Simpson. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm just not a fan of these mech suits. I love Rick and Morty, but I don't think I've ever ran the Morty skin because it's like this. It's so hard to see the actual character you're paying for, and instead all you see is the robotic suit. But you can kind of see the top of his head, his iconic hair there. Let's spin the camera around. Now there he is. So from the front, he looks fantastic. You can actually see his awesome orange shirt, his blue shorts, his blue shoes, and his awesome looking face. I love Bart Simpson. One of my favorite NES games way back when I was a kid was Bart versus the Space Mutants. It was so hard, but I loved it. So his pickaxe looks pretty good. That's the crusty clock. Let's do the pull out noise and swing animation. Here we go. Okay, so you can hear the tick-tock when you withdraw it. It makes a ticking noise. There's a little bit of a contrail. It's pretty much just an after-image effect. Okay, we do got a splash, though. That's nice. I was not anticipating one, but that's a nice, crusty color theme. How about a weak spot reactivity? I didn't notice anything there. I'm kind of scared to do his aim down sights, but here we go. Let's take a look. Well, I want to say it's not as bad as I thought, but that's pretty bad. That wheel takes up a huge portion of your screen. And then when you move, it takes up even more space. You can see it kind of overlaps his face, so you can't really see much of Bart. And that's exactly what I was worried about. So they did what they had to do to make him a playable character, but I'm just not a big fan of these skins. As much as I love Bart Simpson, this is what you're paying for. This is what you're seeing all the time. Look at my drift. I gotta fix this controller. So I also feel like with this skin, you don't really need a backbling because that kind of looks goofy as well. If we just had Bart as a skin with that as a backbling, the skateboard, it would look amazing if they figured out his size dimensions. But on top of this mech suit, it looks like there's already a backbling on there. Whatever that back casing is with the red jewel, that looks like a backbling. So it kind of looks like you're doubling up. All right, how about his emote, the squishy boarding? Okay, so that's cool. It actually uses his backbling. A little bit of interactiveness. And he gets that slurpy or squishy. Takes a few drinks. And it is traversal, so that's nice as well. All right, here we go. Let's do a reactive test. First, I'll test the pickaxe. So that does make a pretty sweet noise when you hit somebody with it. I don't think it made that noise over here. Hold on. Oh, I didn't hear that. All right, let's test the reactiveness. Wow, nothing. All right, let me take the backbling off. Like I said, I feel like you don't even need it. Let's see what he looks like without it. Yeah, see, that literally looks like there's a backbling on it. There's that green seat. And then you've got that shell casing, whatever the heck that is, with the red jewel. And that didn't even light up either. Let me get one more limb in the dark. We'll see if it lights up. No, nothing. There is zero reactivity with this skin. This is crazy. So not only did they put one of my favorite characters in a mech suit, he's got no reactivity whatsoever. The pickaxe is good, though. There was a nice splash. There's a nice contrail. It makes a nice sound effect, but it's not reactive either. So we're going to go check out Homer's car. So this is a car. It's not an SUV. And remember, the first one is pink, and it's the default. You cannot change the color pink. And it is cel-shaded. Oh, it sounds like a clunker. Well, I'm surprised they made Bart fit in there. I thought for sure his head was going to poke out the top. So I'm at least impressed with that. He doesn't poke out the top or the bottom. Horn still sounds normal. It sounds like a piece of junk. Here's the donut trail. That actually looks pretty good. Let's see how the boost functions. There's the hamburgers. That sounds disgustingly awesome. It's about how Homer would drive, too. Okay, so the car's not bad, depending on the price. That's not too shabby. Okay, so let me change the boost and the wheels and the trail. Yeah, this one's going to be weird because I did a hodgepodge of all the combos. But this is the Krusty Burger one. So it says it's good enough. You got Krusty on the back. The Krusty Burger's flying all the way down. The front says Ribwich, now without lettuce. Nice. And then it says it's good enough. So I also put the Nuke tires on. Let's see, what's he got in there? All sorts of stuff. Here's the new trail. This is the chalkboard one that says, what a save, what a save, what a save. Okay, this one's pretty cool because the Krusty mouth opens where the flame is, so that's neat. And the boost is supposed to be popping out tires, but it's kind of hard to see when you're driving around. Okay, so that is also nicely animated. So it pulses yellow, and there's a little bit of green in there too. So these tires obviously go with this one. I think this boost goes good with it too. Look at all the designs on the top. Let's see what it looks like. Right there, yeah, that looks pretty good. And how about in the dark? Okay, my controller's like moving on its own now too. That's not good. Ooh, it's very bright and vibrant in the dark. Okay, so this is going to be the baseball one. And I did change the tires. Okay, so this one kind of looks like a junker as well. Still has rust on the front. A non-animated decal, by the way. Well, that's not too bad. I think this might be my least favorite one, though. Oh, there's one set of tires I didn't try. Let's change it up just a bit. Alright, let's see. So, do they actually play clips? Oh, hold on. It's loading something. Oh, it might just be on repeat of that. The Simpsons title comes right at you and then just reappears. How about when we drive? Okay, so it's stationary when you drive. I thought it would be rotating with the tire, but no. That is like a still frame. But it's still moving. Okay. That's not too bad. I don't know if I would ever run these tires. They do look the best on the pink one, though. Alright, I always forget to check. Okay, you can only rotate to the 2 seats, obviously, because it is a car. If you aim down, looks like you could shoot someone's feet or body right here, so just be careful if you're driving this one. Very easy to get shot out of the driver's seat. Some cars it's really hard and you can't see nothing. This one, not so much. So there you go. That is Bart Simpson. And again, he comes out to the shop tonight. I don't know how much he'll be, but I gotta be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I don't know what else they could have done. They did try their best, but it's just the mech suit really ruins it for me. And I wasn't a fan of the back bling because it already looks like there's a back bling. The pickaxe was good, and the vehicles are really good. I do like the car. I thought they did great with all those wraps and the decals. The emote is pretty good as well. It is traversal, his patented skateboard. But as for the skin, no styles. You can barely see Bart from your perspective. And his aim down sights is pretty scuffed. But that's Bart Simpson. I love the battle pass thus far, but this is definitely not my cup of tea. So I would pass on this one, but if you're a huge Simpsons fan and you're a huge Bart Simpson fan, maybe you could see some shining light in here. You'll have to let me know in the comments. So there you go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Like is always appreciated. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator code, which is Tabor time.